your guide to the truth. TheNewAmericanMedia.com.
Broadcasting to you live from the Milky Way galaxy, the solar system, planet Earth, North America, the United States of America, California, Los Angeles to be specific. Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Agree to Disagree here on the TNAM radio network. My name is Brian Engelman. I am your host. I want to thank you guys for listening over the past 5+ years. Five plus years, and we are going to hit very shortly. I really don't know how long it's going to take, but we are going to hit 1 million views on YouTube. Thank you, everybody. Kind of started this off relatively slow. That's not really the right word. Let me say steady. We started off pretty steady, and we've kept it steady. And then from time to time, we end up going to, live events, big events, what have you. So I really have to just get everybody caught up to speed for a second. See this right here? By the way, I'm broadcasting this. We're going to be recording this. NBA champion, Cleveland Cavaliers, the official hat. Y'all seeing that? Well, if you're watching after the fact on YouTube, let's just say hopefully our little project with the New American Media, hopefully the project came out okay, where we were able to upload this video and you're able to get the audio as we intended, because we have some clips to play for you. It has been an absolutely crazy day. We're going to get into all this stuff, but you got, here's the recap. Hillary Clinton has the father of the shooting in Orlando, the radical Islamic extremist that killed, 49 people down in Orlando? His father sitting right behind her at a rally. Excuse me. At a rally. You don't just accidentally get those seats, by the way. Don't think it's not common knowledge that those seats are the prime real estate. It's the best advertising. Out here in Los Angeles, there's this intersection. Where the heck is that? La Cienega and Venice. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but there's, let me think. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. It's this really big intersection. And when a big movie comes out, they'll have, each corner will be a different character from the same movie, for example. And it's just prime real estate. Driving through that intersection, and obviously it must have a high dollar value because enough cars cross that path. Excuse me. Let me grab a Ricola. Sorry about that. But it's prime real estate right there, and everybody knows it. So when you're right behind a presidential candidate, everybody knows. Those are thoroughly vetted. I find it hard to believe that anything behind a presidential candidate is accidental. So anyhow, Hillary's talking right outside of Orlando, where that terrorist attack happened. The father of the shooter is right behind her. Man, am I telling you. If you don't have enough signs at this point that you should vote against Hillary Clinton, I don't know what else to tell you. And I can't even get upset about it. I can't even get angry about it. You just have to know that she's a monster. And if you're going to go ahead and vote for her, I would love to hear a reason why that does not involve the name Donald Trump. Just give me a reason why. If you're brave enough to give me one reason why, give me 3. Anyhow, I don't know. It just seems like salt in the wounds. It seems like a middle finger. It seems very obvious. Or she's just that incompetent. Benghazi was just a total accident. She was asleep at the switch. She was supposed to be defending those people over there. I don't know. We're rewriting history right now. Was Benghazi a thing? Did it happen? I'm starting to run into a few people that say there's nothing there. There's nothing to the emails either. All right. Well, look, I don't have time to spend debating that point. I have done my research. I have reached my conclusions. And that's where I'm at. Now, I'm not necessarily going to endorse anybody. I'm having a really hard time in this election figuring out who I want to endorse, if I want to endorse. I go back and forth between Gary Johnson, Donald Trump. I'm not going to vote. Hillary never even comes up as an option for me. Neither does Jill Stein. She just doesn't. Bernie Sanders, I actually voted for Bernie Sanders out here in California because I wanted to say that I voted against Hillary Clinton head-to-head. And I did that. But anyhow, I'm going to get to that in a second. I just want to play you these clips. I don't have time for like a full show right now. Then Donald Trump was talking about if Hillary puts Supreme Court justices together, she wants to eliminate or essentially eliminate the Second Amendment. Is this a surprise? I mean, it says right in the amendment shall not be infringed. And it's, I mean, come out here to California, take a look. Infringement after infringement after infringement after infringement after infringement to make it more expensive, to make it more difficult, to keep you from walking around with protection on you. It's just ridiculous. That none of this is what the Second Amendment provides. None of this was the intention of this amendment at all. So Trump's up there and he makes some comments that some are saying we're a call to violence against presidential candidate Hillary Clinton. I'll play the clip. I'll let you make your call. I've bounced kind of back and forth today between laughing at the people that thought it was a big deal and going, oh, well, you know, it's kind of, well. So anyway, that's happening. But I have to lead the show off. No, you know what? I'm not going to lead the show off. Sorry, I've been off the air for so long. I apologize to all of you. I mean, we're reaching these milestones. We're covering incredible things, and I've been an absentee landlord for, geez, it feels like a couple months now, probably. Anyway, the final story is Julian Assange has basically called out the fact that there was a man that was killed in Washington, D.C., and he had ties to the DNC. And he's very, very strongly suggesting, kind of out of nowhere, brings this up and tosses this in, that the man that was killed in what they're referring to as a robbery, where his watch wasn't taken, his phone wasn't taken, his wallet wasn't taken, his credit cards weren't taken, nothing was taken. He was shot in the back, I think. Julian Assange comes out and suggests that he was the whistleblower that leaked all the Debbie Wasserman Schultz stuff. So I'm going to play you all these things. I really wish I had time for a full episode, but I got to get into all these. So first, I want to thank everybody, like I said earlier, all the people that have been with us for the past 5 years, and if you're just finding us today, hey, thank you. We're called The New American Media. The homepage is TheNewAmericanMedia.com. YouTube.com/TheNewAmericanMedia. That's where we put all of our stuff. On Twitter, we're at American_Media_. Facebook, we are crushing it on Facebook. You've got to follow us on Facebook. TheNewAmericanMedia.com/ Facebook.com/TheNewAmericanMedia. You can get our Twitter and our Facebook link on the right side of our homepage, TheNewAmericanMedia.com. There's also TNAM Radio. Sorry, I got to get used to the fact that there are cameras now. I've been meaning to do this for so long. Really, for years I've been intending to turn this into video, but I'm used to nobody looking at me, so I just talk and I live in my head, so I got to try to do this. But anyway, go to TheNewAmericanMedia.com. On the right-hand side is TNAM Radio. That's where you can click play to listen live to our programs when they go live. They go live whenever it's the best opportunity to do a show. Quite a few guests lined up. Some great things. Dean Ryan and I went to an event, an autism poker charity event. I want you to check out the interviews we had with Dylan McDermott, Oh, here, let me just tell you, everybody that we had a chance to talk to. Steve Wilkos, Michael McKeon. We asked him about a Spinal Tap remake. It was funny. Dylan McDermott, about how we have to question everything regarding autism. Lou Diamond Phillips. And of course, Ed Asner. We talked about JFK, 9/11, autism, and more. He's the one that put together the event. So check out all those shows on youtube.com/TheNewAmericanMedia. Click subscribe. Where are we at? 3,551 subscribers, 997,761 video views. So, yeah, we're ready to crack 1,000,000. Join us. Check those out. And also check out The Demise of the DNC Documented. This is on the campaign trail 2016. Blake Wally was with me at the RNC in Cleveland. And we got interviews, we found stories, we documented what there was to see, and we're gonna have to do a recap show on that. It's just so weird that so many great things have been happening, and we haven't talked very much. Part of that was a software problem. We had to upgrade the gear that we have, and maybe that's just not my strong suit. So I had to get the team together, and so I just want to say special thanks to the team. So many people. Everybody that helped make Cleveland just an amazing success. All the people that were able to meet up with us, lodge us, point us in the right direction, meet up with us, guide us, jump in and grab the camera from time to time. That goes especially well with Philadelphia. When Blake went on his own after the RNC, I was unable to join. But so many people have been so great to us over the past, over the past couple months in particular, but really over the past 5 years. Thank you to everybody. My brother Chris, I'll give you a special shout out, running communications and preparations for RNC. I mean, you really didn't know what you were walking into. As I said earlier, I was at the Cleveland Cavaliers championship parade, and something I didn't mention was there was a shooting right around the area that we were at, and everybody started running, and we ran into a restaurant, and we ran through the restaurant, and we ran out the back restaurant alleyway, a different direction. People were still running. So we had to run further and go into another kitchen, then into another restaurant, and put it on lockdown. It was an active shooter situation. It was really rough. That was one of the stranger moments I've had. I haven't served in active military or police capacity, so I haven't been in a lot of these. I mean, we went to Bundy Ranch, Blake and I did, and it was very tense, and it was very surveilled, and it was very armed. I mean, you felt like there were sniper rifles on you the whole time. But yeah, this was weird, so special thanks to Chris, who really helped make sure that we had all of our communications modes organized and intact, ready to go at the beginning and throughout the entire trip to Cleveland. So thank you, Chris. Thank you, everybody. Now, let's thank you, Cleveland Cavaliers, by the way. I do a sports show called The Unhappy Hour, and I gotta tell you, it's just been an amazing month and a half, however long it's been since we won the championship. I mean, just cloud nine. And of course, this thing I've been building for 5 years, I can't broadcast. How many times I've tried to run a show and then I'd have a software glitch and have to do troubleshooting, and then I can't have my guests on, so I got to push it back to another day. I mean, this happened over and over. And with all the travel, it's just been rough. But welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking around. Let me get into the meat of what's going on here. All right. Here's Hillary Clinton. She's at a rally. Everybody's talking about this today. I mean, I guess I could say yesterday, but here we go. This is that guy at the Pulse nightclub killed 49 people. He's right behind Hillary Clinton at this rally. Big mustache and everything. I mean, it's totally obvious. It's like a Where's Waldo? Oh, there he is. Anyway, this local NBC affiliate recognized him from WPTV and had a chance to talk to him. He didn't have a lot to say right after the rally, but then he did when they met up a little later at like a rest area or something. So here you go.
Clinton is good for the United States.
Clinton is good for the United States. This is Sadiq Mateen, the Orlando shooter's father.
Versus Donald Trump.
He wanted to do an interview and showed us a sign.
So he's showing this sign here. Hillary Clinton makes the biggest investment since World War II. Good for national security. Ex-CIA chief. What the heck does that say? Moral. Hillary told the truth about Benghazi. And then gun control laws. He has a son. Gun control laws. It's more crazy ideology and poor parenting that raise monsters sometimes than it is gun control laws. Wasn't there a runaway truck that mowed down hundreds of people? I guess we need common sense truck reform. Common sense truck laws. Get out of here.
Made for Hillary Clinton.
So tell us why you wanted to stop and talk now.
Well, I felt like to tell you why I stopped to talk to you.
Okay, we're waiting.
Because it's very important for the United States of America, especially the election. I was invited by Democratic Party.
Yeah, hold on. How did he end up at this event? Let's make sure we understand what's going on here.
It's very important for the United States of America.
Very important.
Especially the election. I was invited by Democratic Party.
Whoa! Invited by the Democratic Party. Huh. Kind of like how you had the mothers of police shooting, the mothers of children who were involved in police shootings. Can't say victim. All the testimony said Michael Brown charged an officer, tried to get his gun, was fighting with him. If you don't have a death wish after that, sorry, I waited a long time to make an opinion, to gather an opinion on sorry, that was a different one, on Michael Brown. But, I mean, to have these mothers up there at the DNC, and then you don't have the parents or the family members of fallen police officers. I mean, what in the world is the Democratic Party trying to sell to people? But anyway, they invited this guy.
Especially the election, I was invited by Democratic Party.
Just like a come support Hillary, just a regular chain email?
Yeah, the reporter's trying real hard here, like, so, I mean, you don't mean invited, you mean like, oh, hey, I mean, she works with, what is that, NBC? MSNBC? I mean, come on, watch MSNBC. I think this reporter might even know who's signing her checks. Wait to see if she gets fired or if she gets mysteriously robbed with nothing taken and killed in the next week.
Or
Let's just see.
a personal invitation.
So it came, I'm a member. So as a member, I get the invitation. So it's nothing particular about it.
All right, so nothing particular about the invitation. Everybody gets invitations. He just coincidentally ended up right behind Hillary Clinton in the best place where you can get the most ad revenue to sell a billboard. Okay. All right, I nothing to see here. Nothing.
Into your decision about going to this event right near Orlando where this Pulse nightclub shooting happened.
I mean, this guy's kid killed 100 people. Okay. Yes, this guy did not. He didn't go in there and kill 50 people. But here's the other thing. This Sadiq Mateen, according to this video here, received widespread press for his own controversial views on Islam in the wake of his son's murder spree. Mateen operates a radio show with a pro-Taliban slant and responded to his son's massacre by saying, "God will punish homosexuality." I mean, are you kidding me? This is a big middle finger. Right there in Orlando, too. I know the dad didn't do it, but I mean, Let's research into this story. Look, I don't have enough time to dig into this and go into every angle. Let's finish up the interview.
I wish because I spoke a lot about that, and I wish that my son joined the army.
I wish my son joined the army. To go fight the Taliban, but you have a pro-Taliban slant? Alright, I gotta do some more research on this. I'm just reading off of this this video, but that is the growing consensus as I'm doing some more research, that this father really is a piece of work.
And fought ISIS and destroyed ISIS. That would be much better.
So what would be much better? Serving in the military or killing 50 people?
I wish because I spoke a lot about that.
Okay, good.
And I wish that my son joined the army and fought ISIS and destroyed ISIS.
Destroy
that would be much better.
Did Hillary Clinton's campaign know that you were going to that event and sitting right directly behind?
What did Hillary Clinton know, and when did she know it?
Behind her?
It's a Democratic Party, so everybody
behind her.
It's a Democratic Party. It's a Democratic Party. It's a Democratic. It's a
directly behind her.
It's a Democratic Party.
Behind her.
It's a Democratic Party, so everybody can join.
Okay.
Do you think that some people will be surprised to know and to see that you were there?
Oh, man. Right past Secret Service. Just throwing it out there.
In Orlando or near Orlando?
Why they should be surprised? I love United States, and I've been living here for...
Well, good, as long as you love United States. All right, that's the Orlando situation. Let's segue into Donald Really, guys, I want to do like a 3-hour radio show right now. I'm unable to. I'm sorry. We have some really great guests that are lined up. And if you haven't checked out our RNC coverage, we got videos galore, interviews galore. A few of them went... to wake up and know that your video is right in the middle of the #1 story on Drudge Report, that's a pretty neat thing. Really interesting interviews. And I'll tell you more about it when I have some more time. Anyway, so here's Donald Trump. Trump is talking to a group. Was this yesterday? Make your own call. Here you go. Here's, oh, shoot. Hold on. I had it all queued up. Here we go.
Hillary wants to essentially abolish the Second Amendment. By the way,
I mean, is there any doubt that Hillary wants to do that? Here, let me... I'm going to end up doing a full show, aren't I? This is crazy. Here, I got to play this for you. I've played this so many times over the past few years. Here, I'll give you the quick version. Hopefully this is the right version. I haven't vetted this. Here you go.
I've also asked the school board.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me set this up. This is Eric Holder giving a speech from 1995 regarding the Second Amendment.
I've also asked the school board to make a part of every day some kind of anti-violence, anti-gun message.
Anti-gun message by the indoctrination camps every day.
Every day, every school, at every...
How often do we want to do this? Just a couple of times?
Every day, every school...
No, hold on. That sounds like a lot. Like a couple times a month.
Message. Every day, every school, at every level.
Oh,
one thing
that
I think is clear with young people and with adults...
Yes, tell me what's clear.
...as well, is that we just have to be repetitive about this. It's not enough to simply have a catchy ad on a Monday and then only do it every Monday. We need...
So not once a week.
We need to do this every day of the week.
Every day?
Week, and just really brainwash people into thinking about guns in a vastly different way.
There you go. One more time.
Monday. We need to do this every day of the week and just really brainwash people into thinking about guns in a vastly different way. And just really brainwash people into thinking about guns in a vastly different way.
Yeah. Eric Holder, you remember that guy? Attorney General. Remember that guy? Okay. That's who used to run the Justice Department for Barack Obama. You want to tell me these are lawful people? Yeah, be careful. Anyway, so on the heels of knowing who Hillary Clinton is and who Barack Obama is, and really if you vote for Hillary, you're voting for another term of Barack Obama, Donald Trump makes these comments today.
Essentially abolish the Second Amendment. By the way, and if she gets to pick...
Crowd doesn't like it, obviously.
If she gets to pick her judges, nothing you can do, folks.
If she gets to pick the Supreme Court judges, there's nothing you can do, folks. She wants to get rid of the Second Amendment, essentially.
Although the Second Amendment people, maybe there is, I don't know. But
although the Second Amendment people, maybe there is. I don't know. Some people are calling that a threat against Donald Trump. Or from Donald Trump against Hillary Clinton. Hey, I went back and forth on this. I was on Twitter. It was flagged. It may include sensitive content, or offensive content. I'm like, what's offensive is coming after our God-given rights. What's offensive is trying to say that you know how to live my life better than I do. What's offensive is to say, me, a guy who's not harming other people, that anyone has the right to tell me what I can and cannot carry on my person at all times. What I cannot do is go harm somebody. There are laws against that. But these laws have just gone so bonkers. I mean, to suggest that Hillary will do something radical with her nominations if elected president, that might be the best selling point Donald Trump has. You don't necessarily like me, you don't necessarily trust me, you don't necessarily have faith in me, but I am not going to put the train wreck judges that Hillary Clinton will on that Supreme Court. So that's something to consider. We'll follow this story. We're going to follow both of those stories. But here's the big one. I just got to get to it. I mean, I'm burying the lead. The main story, what is this, about 29 minutes into the show here. I knew this was going to happen. I just have such a hard time doing 6-minute segments. But I got to do it. I got to trim them up. Anyhow, I mean, this was enormous. It got me to just stop what I'm doing and say, I got to go live. I got to go live. I got to do it now. This is big. Now, you can have your thoughts on Julian Assange. And I'll say that I'm not an expert on Julian Assange, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you very much about him, except that he does get a lot of things right. His track record for putting things out there that are at least accurate. That's a good track record. You know, that's a good track record. As I keep adjusting my hat and my headphones, I gotta keep thinking that you guys are watching. It's alright. It's a new thing. I gotta get a few different cameras, but it's just gonna be more headaches unless I can automate it and have them bounce around without me even having to do anything. I don't know. Post-production's not my strong suit. Anyway, so here's all right, how do I set this up for you? I mean, this is the banner story on the Drudge Report. Julian Assange is suggesting Seth Rich, who was murdered in Washington, D.C., was the WikiLeaks DNC source. This is from Gateway Pundit. Actually, this is from everywhere now. It's all over the place. It blew me away when I saw this. I'm just going to give you the headlines here, and then I'm going to play the conversation, the interview, if you will. On July 8th, 2016, 27-year-old Democratic staffer Seth Conrad Rich was murdered in Washington, D.C. The killer or killers took nothing from their victim, leaving behind his wallet, watch, and phone. Shortly after the killing, Redditors and social media users were pursuing a lead saying that Rich was en route to the FBI the morning of his murder, apparently intending to speak to special agents about an ongoing court case, possibly involving the Clinton family. Seth Rich's father, Joel, told reporters if it was a robbery, it failed. because he still has his watch, he still has his money, he still has all his credit cards, still has his phone, so it was a wasted effort, except we lost a life. On Tuesday, WikiLeaks offered $20,000 reward for information on the murder of DNC staffer Seth Rich. So, I mean, come on. And now they're putting up 20 grand of their own money, saying, hey, we need to find this out. So now, let's just get to this. I don't know how to pronounce this. Julian Assange is on a Dutch television program, Nieuwsuur, Nieuwsuur, Nieuwsuur. I don't know. Sorry. I mean, we're just gonna have to watch this and listen. I'm sorry, we're not gonna watch it, but we're gonna listen to it. Okay, let's break this down. Julian Assange.
Donald Trump has had a disastrous few weeks. If you look at the polls, he needs a miracle. In the American political lexicon, there's such a thing as the October surprise.
Okay, the October surprise. Something right when you're winding up an election, a bombshell comes out, some shocker. George Bush doing cocaine in college, or, there's a rich history I don't have time to get into, but it's the October surprise. So Julian Assange is getting asked about that.
The stuff that you're sitting on, is an October surprise in there?
So the question is phrased as, so you have this information and you're sitting on it. Is there an October surprise in there? Are you waiting on something? You got something big and you're just going to release this in, August 10th? You're going to release this after the fact. You're going to do this, put it out there as an October surprise to really sway the election. So that's the premise of the question.
Do you even know what you're sitting on?
The journalist continues, do you even know what you're sitting on? So he has all this information. And by the way, wouldn't it be rich? Wouldn't it be something if Hillary's sloppiness, and in order to keep her information private, that WikiLeaks have been gobbling up all of her emails this whole time because it's unsecured? Oh, man. Oh, please, God. Please. Oh. Please. We all know what she was doing. Even if we're defending Hillary Clinton, we know what she was up to. Oh, wouldn't that just be something? If her own arrogance and shadiness are the same thing that allowed that information to become vulnerable and hackable and then brought in front of the court of public opinion. Oh, would that just be ironic? Alanis Morissette would have to come back and redo an entire verse. They could do a whole song. They could do a whole album after Hillary Clinton. But anyway, so that's the premise of the question. Here's Julian Assange's answer on Seth Rich. No, I'm sorry. Here's Julian Assange's answer to, is he sitting on an October surprise?
WikiLeaks never sits on material. Whistleblowers go to significant efforts to get us material, and often very significant risks. As a 27-year-old works for the DNC, who was shot in the back, murdered just 2 weeks ago. For unknown reasons, as he was walking down the street in Washington. So
that was.
So he takes this question and goes in a very different direction in his answer.
Whistleblowers go to significant efforts to get us material, and often very significant risks. As a 27-year-old works for the DNC.
I mean, it's a strange segue. Whistleblowers go to great risks, and then a 27-year-old whistleblower in D.C.
He was shot in the back, murdered just 2 weeks ago for unknown reasons as he was walking down the street in Washington.
Yeah, the official story. Hey, look up the Vince Foster thing. Man, I met somebody that's breaking down all of these things and finding everything's cool. Every single story, everything's cool. I find it hard to believe, what can I say? I'm not buying it. So anyway, Julian Assange just goes there about this guy. So the reporter comes back with...
So
That was just a robbery, I believe, wasn't it?
Just a robbery. That's what the news told me.
No, there's no finding. So
no, there's no finding.
What are you suggesting? What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting that our sources take risks, and they become concerned to see things occurring like that.
So his sources take great risk, and they get concerned when they see things like that. Well, what do you mean? You mean they see things like a whistleblower that just came out gets killed? I mean, I can't think of a single other thing he could possibly be implying. I mean, he changed the subject to work this in.
Was he one of your sources then? I mean,
we don't comment on who our sources
but
are.
Why make
he doesn't comment on the sources, but he just commented on the sources. This is weird. Like I said, a lot of stuff could be said about Julian Assange, but what you have to say is that he's gotten a lot of important things right. Man, oh man, is it going to be a crazy 3 months heading into this election? This is a big deal. I mean, we know what happened to Michael Hastings, a journalist embedded with Rolling Stone, and then he ended up in a car crash. His car was going 115 miles an hour. Hit a palm tree out here in Los Angeles. His car engine By the way, eyewitness reports allegedly said that they saw an explosion prior to the crash. So, like, maybe the car exploded, or the car was being controlled remotely and then exploded, and then hit a tree, and then there was another explosion, and it sent the engine going 100 some yards, 150 yards back in the opposite direction of the crash. Just strange stuff. Hey, maybe there's no story there, maybe there's a story there, but I'm looking. This blew me away today.
the suggestion about a young guy being shot in the streets of Washington?
Because we have to understand how high the stakes are in the United States, and that our sources are, our sources face serious risks. That's why they come to us, so we can protect their anonymity.
Yeah, but you're not protecting their anonymity when you just brought up this 27-year-old. I mean, no, I get it. He's been killed, and so maybe that's a time for that things change. If you're killed, I won't say like in the line of duty, but if you're killed as a journalist, as a whistleblower, maybe those parameters change then. And you realize that the NSA spy apparatus probably got hold of something. And you were identified for a hit. I mean, that's a serious thing.
That's quite something to suggest a murder. That's basically what you're doing.
Well, I mean, he's not suggesting a murder. He's saying that a murder absolutely happened for no reason. And to say it was a robbery when nothing was taken, it's just ludicrous to accept. It's either sloppy or it's another big middle finger to the people that are paying attention.
Well, that others have suggested that.
So he's saying, no, I'm not suggesting that. Others have suggested that.
We are investigating to understand what happened in that situation with Seth Rich.
And I'll tell you what, I think it's good how he's qualifying this. He didn't see one piece of propaganda. He didn't just read one article and reach a conclusion. He's saying, well, we're now investigating this. I mean, I like to think that's what smart people do.
I think it is a concerning situation. There's not a conclusion yet. We wouldn't be willing to state a conclusion, but we are concerned about it. And more importantly, a variety of WikiLeaks sources are concerned when that kind of thing happens.
So, right there, just saying that they're concerned when that type of thing happens. When that type of thing, when an anonymous murder occurs. I mean, this is big. I mean, this is really big. Blake went out to the DNC several weeks ago, and he recorded the demise of the Democratic Party. That's how he saw it. So maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. But I mean, this is a game changer. Richard Nixon, Watergate. People broke into party headquarters across the street. What do you think Hillary broke into? What do you think Obama broke into? Data-wise. What do you think? How far up does this go? I've been hearing these rumors for, ever since it happened. Until you can confirm some of this stuff, you really don't want to go live with it. You don't want to jump to conclusions. July 8th. August 8th. 9th, 10th. Man, same story, right? It's incredible. Yeah, I mean, you heard what he had to say. You got to make up your own mind. But I got to get your comments. Look, we're going to do this again. We're going to do this again soon. Hopefully this uploads and everything goes smooth. But look, we got to do this again soon, and we need your comments. Talk to me about what having the terrorist shooter's dad at the Hillary event. Tell us your thoughts on that, because we consider this an ongoing conversation here. We're not just doing this tag it and bag it. We want it to live on, especially on YouTube.com/TheNewAmericanMedia. Oh, we just set up a crowdfunding. Which one did we go with? We went with. Oh man, do I really not have this at the tip of my tongue? Patreon. Patreon. If you want us to do more of this, hey. Some people have more money than they have time. Some people have more time than money. Right now I'm talking to the people that have more money than time. We want to do this. We want to go to the events. We want to go to Bundy Ranch. We want to go to the RNC. We want to go to the Conscious Life Expo. We want to go to the United We Stand Festival. We want to go... we want to hit so many events. And we'd love to do this full-time with a full-time team. But Patreon, it's like the patron of the arts. You say, hey, I'm going to support you this season for $1,000, or support you this season for $50,000, and you're just saying you're making an investment into their future work, current and future work. But that's what Patreon is. I really don't know more about it. I don't have a code number or anything. We just set it up, but it's The New American Media. So if you did a search for The New American Media, you might find it over there. So yeah, definitely come by, take a look. We'll talk again. Here, let's get you some cool music on the way out. Yeah, this is Metro. I was just telling somebody about how cool it was having Johnny Rabb, our buddy Johnny Rabb, on this song with Sean Flynn and I. Special thanks to Sean Flynn and Ted Distel for helping get this organization up and running, off the ground back 5 years ago. Man. It's just incredible how time flies. I remember back in the day, one of our first shows was us laughing at LeBron James for losing to the Dallas Cavs, Dallas Cavricks, the Mavaliers, and then LeBron wins a championship for the city of Cleveland. Go figure. All right. So anyhow, the thing I didn't mention earlier, Instagram. Link up with us on Instagram. We're crushing on Instagram too. I think we got great memes. Good stuff. We're just getting rolling, and we need you to, if you like what we're up to, send it out to your friends that you think will be interested in this. So Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. I don't know, tell me the next silly app that's coming up, and we'll find a way to do that one too. I don't know. I got nothing, but I'm going to sign out, everybody. Just want to say I appreciate you. I love you. Thanks for being so patient with me. And we'll talk again soon, okay? Take care. Be safe. Peace.
Hi, everybody. everybody. You're listening to Agree to Disagree with Brian Engelman, and this is John B. Wells reminding you that not only is Brian Engelman a cool guy, and not only is TheNewAmericanMedia.com a very cool platform, but here's a cool idea for you, too. Are you alone? Not really. Do you like dogs? Do you like cats? You do. Of course you do. Everybody does. One or the other, maybe even both. You know, there are a lot of dogs and cats that are at shelters right now, and if somebody doesn't take them home, they're going to wind up euthanized. That's a nice way of saying they're going to be killed because there's simply not enough room. I guarantee it, the best dogs and the best cats, the best pets come from shelters. There's something about dogs and cats. They know. They know where they are. You walk through one of them, and certainly at least one is going to look at you and go, I wish you'd take me home. I'm in hell. Please take me out of here. It'll be the best thing that you ever did for your soul. You'll feel good about it. And not only that, but you have a friend for life. Doesn't matter if you got money, you don't have money. Well, it doesn't make any difference to a dog or cat. All they need is the sound of your voice and maybe even the stroke of your hand, and they're fine. Maybe a little food every once in a while. The sweetest sound that those pets ever hear is your voice. Think it over and adopt a cat or a dog from a local shelter today. I'm telling you, you'll be glad you did.